Ever since Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released, I had always wanted to do a shiny only playthrough. But unfortunately, due to the performance issues that plagued the game when it first released, I never ended up attempting one. However, back in June of this year, along with the release of the Switch 2, it was announced that Scarlet and Violet would be getting a free update that would fix the performance issues. With this announcement, and the fact that Pokemon Legends ZA was rapidly approaching— actually, it's already out— I knew what I had to do. So in today's video, I will be taking you on this journey with me as I try to complete my first ever Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Shiny Badge Quest. Hope y'all enjoy. Now before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, let me first explain what a Shiny Badge Quest is. A Shiny Badge Quest is a type of playthrough where before every badge, you must catch a shiny Pokemon. I also added in an extra rule which makes it so that duplicate shinies or shinies from the same evolutionary line will not count towards the badge quest. There's also one more obstacle we need to tackle before we get into this, and that's what exactly counts as a badge in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Traditionally, only gym badges would count, meaning I would only need 8 shinies. However, in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are also Team Star bases and Titan battles. This would make it so that I would have to catch 18 shiny Pokemon. After some careful deliberation, I decided that I would take on the challenge of counting all 18 of these badges. With all the rules out of the way, let's begin. Typically in a shiny badge quest, the first shiny you would go for is one of the 3 starter Pokemon. However, in Scarlet and Violet, the starter Pokemon are shiny locked, meaning we can't get them to start off our journey. It's worth mentioning though that you can still get them by breeding, but I'm not a huge fan of breeding for shinies in Scarlet and Violet in particular, and I'm not a huge fan of any of the shiny starters in this game anyway, so we're just gonna skip them and go for something else. There's a lot of pretty cool shiny targets that I could go for to start off the game, but the one that caught my attention the most was Houndour. You can find Houndour pretty easily inside the Inlet Grotto, along with Yungoos and Diglett being the other possible encounters. With my first target locked in, I went live and started hunting.
Dude, I don't even know if I'm live right now. I don't know what's going on. YouTube Studio, okay, I am live, but YouTube Studio is like, it is tweaking out right now. You guys ever heard of Mason.exe? The creepiest pasta? I've never heard of Mason.exe. Bro, what the fuck is this? It's just a kid. Alright, here we go. Hold on, let me turn off the playlist. Alright guys, Mason.exe.
5 facts about Mason.exe. The Mason.exe was created by 2020 to 2021 and where in North America. Mason.exe is an evil 9-year-old kid. Mason.exe is a creepypasta. Mason.exe is a character that's from creepypasta who grows at least 4.5 feet. Mason.exe has infinity strength because scientists believed it. You can play his game, but do not say his name 3 times. He is coming for you. But also like and subscribe.
Alright. Thank you, Mason.exe. Alright, let me do what he said not to do. Mason.exe, Mason.exe, Mason.exe. Surely that's a shiny Diglett, right?
Wait, I actually think it is. Hold on. I might be crazy. Oh, yeah, I'm crazy. Okay, nice.
I got a few screws loose.
After 3 hours of streaming, I sadly wasn't able to find a shiny. I was beginning to wonder if maybe I had failed a shiny, but I would never do that. I decided to keep hunting offline, and after about 10 minutes, we found our first shiny of the badge quest. That's a shiny Diglett. That's a shiny guy. That's a shiny goofball. Look at that. Okay. Let's get it. Dang. It's that simple, y'all. I have a default name for every male and female Diglett.
We called a male one Douglas, female one Douglet. I have no idea why. It was because of a Nuzlocke I did once. Douglas was a goat.
With Douglas the shiny Diglett caught, I went to go challenge the Cloth Titan, and we earned our first badge of the run. For my second shiny, I wanted to go for shiny Ghastly. I'd been using a regular Ghastly, which I named Ghoulius, to help me catch shinies so far, and I kind of got attached to him. So I wanted to get myself a shiny Ghoulius to use on the team. I wasn't aware of many good areas to hunt for shiny Ghastly, but I thought South Province Area 5 would be my best bet, since they tend to spawn around ruined structures. I figured this hunt wouldn't take as long as my first one, and I ended up being correct, since about 20 minutes after I started the hunt, we ended up finding our second shiny.
That's a shiny. Wow. Wow. Okay. Alright, what are we, like 20? Yeah, we're like 20 minutes into the stream. Okay. There we go. Shiny Tarantula. Hypnosis. God damn. Oh, it's got Insomnia. I did not know this lore. Yeah, I guess Pokeball's the coolest one. Low diffed. Alright, there we go. Shiny Tarantula added to the squad. Chat, do we got a name for this? Spooter Woman. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but we're gonna try. Oh, you know what? That might fit. Hold on. Oh, we're good. Spooter Woman. Bang.
After catching Spooter Woman, the shiny Tarantula, I went to go take on the Cortando Gym and earned ourselves our second badge of the run. Since I found my shiny Tarantula pretty fast, I had some time left on the stream, so I decided to try and find another shiny. I ended up going back to South Province Area 5 once again, but this time I went to the swamp to see if I could find a shiny Flamigo. Apparently this is a controversial opinion, but Flamigo is my favorite Pokemon from Gen 9, and I had never found a shiny one. So I knew I had to use one on my team if given the opportunity. And sure enough, after a little over 5 minutes of searching in the swamp, we ended up finding another shiny.
Oh yeah, chat, by the way, now's probably a good time to... That's a shiny Flamigo. That's a shiny Flamigo. Holy fuck. Flamigo's kinda hard to catch though. Oh, okay. Let's go! We got it! Chat, you already know. For the OGs who watched the Breaking Bad lock, shout out my goat Nacho. Living on in a new save file.
With Nacho the shiny Flamigo joining the team, I went to take on the first team Starbase, which we were able to handle pretty easily to earn our third badge. For our fourth shiny of the badge quest, I decided to hunt in South Province Area 3 this time. Some pretty cool targets such as Stantler and Pawniard can be found here, so I was down to find pretty much anything, except Yungoos. Unlike the last two shinies, I had to work a little bit harder for this one, but after a little over 45 minutes of hunting, I found shiny number 4.
The Gwimbly episode's so overhyped. Yeah, a little bit. I'll give you that. I like it though. The Flat Earth one's also really good. Oh, shiny Go-Goat. Or Skiddo. I don't know why I called it Go-Goat. Yeah. That would look good, wouldn't it? Or good in it, yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, shiny Skiddo, call it. Alright, we got a female Skiddo. Does anyone have a name? I am not naming this thing Skiddo Be Toilet. You know what? I'll name it Capricorn. What Dusky Boy said. I think that would be good. Alright, Capricorn.
With Capricorn the shiny Skiddo joining the team, we went to go fight the Artizone Gym, which we ended up beating pretty easily once again to earn our 4th badge. For my next target, I ventured off to East Province Area 3 this time to track down a shiny Bagon. Salamence is one of my favorite pseudo-legendaries, so I really wanted to use a shiny one on my team if given the chance. Bagon is a pretty uncommon spawn in this area, so I decided to use a Dragon Sandwich to boost my chances of finding them in the wild. Although the Bagons were pretty abundant, the shinies were not. It ended up taking me nearly an hour and a half, but I finally found my 5th shiny of the badge quest.
Oh, that's a shiny. That's a shiny Corvusquire. Wait, that's kind of a cool one. Wait. Hold on. Yo? What? Wait, that's kind of fire, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Bang. Okay. So, female Corvusquire. No, we're not naming it Corvitua. Glint. You know what, Caleb? Glint is honestly a pretty good name. I like that. Of course, the one time I go near the edge of the area Bacon can spawn in, a shiny shows up. Nonetheless, Corvusquire is still a pretty cool shiny, and I was excited to welcome Glint onto the team. I ended up taking on the Bombardier Titan next to earn ourselves our 5th badge of the run. For our next shiny, I decided to head off the East Province area too, specifically the beach outside of Levincia. This spot is where I found my first ever Scarlet and Violet shiny, Sandygast. Aside from Sandygast, there are some pretty cool targets you can find here such as Marini and Wiglet. Considering my last 2 streams had been pretty lucky, with me finding 2 shinies in each of them, I expected my luck to run out this time. And well, I was in for a little bit of a shock to say the least. No? Okay. It might just be your internet. That's fucking diabolical. What in the world? Dude, we're 3 minutes in! Oh my god. I'm not even like... I wasn't even locked in, you know what I mean? Will this catch it? Let's go. Alright. Any name suggestions? Male Marini. Brella as in umbrella? Ooh. I think I like Brella the most. That's right, after not even 1 minute of searching, we already had found our first shiny of the day. This also ended up bringing us up to a full party of 6, which meant we were now a third of the way through the challenge. Anyway, with Brella the shiny Marini now part of the team, I ended up taking down the 3rd gym to earn ourselves our 6th badge of the run. Once again, with plenty of time left on the stream, I decided to head over to the Aceto Desert to find our next shiny. The Aceto Desert has a plethora of great shinies, such as Larvesta, Rufflet, and Cacnea, but I was mainly looking for Sandile. Now, the Sandile line isn't exactly known for having great shinies, but regardless, Crocodile is one of my favorite Pokemon, and whenever I have the opportunity to use one of my favorites, I gotta take it. However, after 45 minutes of searching, I ended up finding a different shiny instead. Oh, that's a shiny Capsicid, wow. I did all that talking. I'm gonna be real, not really what I wanted, but we'll take it. We might have to use like a better ball than an S-ball though. Oh, I guess not, wow. Dude, we have not struggled to catch like any Pokemon so far. Alright, any other name suggestions? Female Capsicid, what do we got? Reaper, ooh. Reaper's a good one. It's like the Carolina Reaper. Reaper Pepper, yeah. With Reaper the shiny Capsicid caught, I was now able to get our next badge, which I decided would be the 2nd Team Starbase, which we ended up defeating pretty easily. For my next shiny of the run, I still wanted to get a dragon type, so I decided to hunt for Goomy in South Province Area 4. Once again, I used another dragon sandwich to try to increase my odds of finding this gooey guy, but unfortunately, we ended up finding something else. Oh yeah, wait, Clobber. I gotta tell you, Mackles said he could take you in a fight. Oh, that's a shiny Palmy. Let's go! We got a shiny chat. Thank you. There we go. It wouldn't let me lock on. Hey. Okay, chat. What are we naming this? Female Palmy. Pomni? No. It's good. It's a good name. No. It makes sense. No. Oh. God. Okay. I guess we're naming it Pomni. Oh wait, there's trainers. I completely forgot. Are you fucking serious right now? That's a shiny Palmo. What? What the What the fuck? What are we doing? The worst part about this is this doesn't count. One, this is a duplicate. And two, we haven't gotten the next badge yet, so this doesn't even count for the challenge. Wait, guys, hear me out. I cooked.
Not only did we get our 8th shiny of the badge quest, we also ended up getting our first duplicate just a few minutes later. Regardless, we went to battle the Orthworm Titan to obtain our 8th badge. At this point, I decided to try a bit of a difficult challenge, which was looking for a shiny Zorua in Tag Tree Thicket, formerly known as Lag Tree Thicket. In Scarlet and Violet, Zorua disguises itself as other Pokemon, which makes it pretty hard to identify. To make matters worse, the Pokemon it transforms into won't appear as shiny if the Zorua is shiny. The best way for finding shiny Zorua is through the auto battle feature, since when you auto battle a shiny, your Pokemon won't defeat it. This ended up being one of the longest hunts of the challenge, totaling out to nearly 3 hours. The question was though, would I find the shiny Zorua?
My luck has been crazy recently. Actually jinxing yourself is wild work. Oh, that's a shiny Passimian. Wow! Wait, that's a cool one, chat! Hold on! Man, joke's on you, truthful. Man, you were talking shit. But hey, we just got a shiny. Yo, shiny Passimian. Yes. Let's go, chat. We caught shiny Passimian. Name it Shakanut. What the fuck? Dude. I think Miss Simeon was the better name, but it's okay. I'll take Shakonut.
So we didn't get Zorua. But Passimian is a pretty cool alternative. With Shakonut, the shiny Passimian, on the team, I ended up challenging the 3rd Team Starbase to earn our 9th badge of the badge quest.
Let's go, Shakonut, come on! We gotta get this win! Game on the line, it's game 7! No! Yes! Wait, Shakonut! Come on! 1, 2, 3, 4! Oh wait, dude, it's gonna live on like 1 HP. Oh my god, Shakonut! You sold! You sold!
I wasn't really sure what shiny to go after next, but someone in chat suggested that I go for Rotom, outside of Port Marinata. Rotom is one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon and also has a pretty underrated shiny, so I really wanted to get my hands on one. Even though sandwiches haven't been too helpful for me during the run so far, I decided to use a ghost sandwich to increase my chances of finding Rotom. Would this finally be the time the sandwiches would give me my desired shiny? Let's find out.
Chat, I'm so excited for Metroid Prime 4. Wait, that's shiny Rotom. We did it! Yo, wait! Hey, yo, what? Look at that! Okay, well, we kind of got... Alright, there we go. Rotomus. Welcome to the team.
With Rotomus the shiny Rotom on the team, I want to go challenge the Cascarrafa gym, earning us badge number 10. Moving on to my next hunt, I decided to go for a shiny that I tried to hunt down earlier in the badge quest, Ghastly. In West Province Area 3, there's a pretty big area with ruins, so Ghastly was a pretty common encounter there. At one point during the hunt, I was going to open a picnic to reset the spawns that were around me, but just before I was about to do it, something in the distance caught my eye.
Okay. I am surprised I noticed that from so far away. I was about to put up a picnic. Wow.
Okay, shiny Bronzor. Yo. We'll take that. Let's go. That's a green guy in a green ball. Let's go. If you've watched my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Nuzlocke that I did on stream, I had a Bronzor and I named it LeBronze. So we're gonna name that this Bronzor the same thing. I was seconds away from failing my first ever Scarlet and Violet shiny, but luckily for me, I would never fail a shiny. After some training, I went to battle the Medali Gym to earn our 11th badge of the run. At this point in the run, I had a lot of duplicate type shinies, specifically fighting and flying types. So for our next shiny, I wanted to get a brand new type. I decided to go search in the cave outside of Alfornada in South Province Area 6 to see if I could get a dragon type such as Gible or Bagon. While searching for the shiny, I decided to try and evolve my shiny Palmo into Palmot, which has a really annoying evolution method where you have to have it follow you around for 1000 steps. I ended up being able to evolve it, however, after my sandwich had ended, I forgot to save the game, so when I closed it to reload my ingredients, all my progress had been undone. Anyway, ignoring my blunder, after over 2 hours of hunting, I was finally able to find a shiny. You know that, like, Undertale, or, like, the... Oh, never mind, there's a shiny Gible. There we go. What names do we got? Chain Chomp? I like Chain Chomp. Let's just do Chain Chomp. If I think of something better, I'll change it. With Chain Chomp, the shiny Gible officially a part of the squad, I went to take on the Iron Treads Titan to earn our 12th badge. I decided to stick around in South Province Area 6 to find our next shiny, specifically on the edge of Alfornada. There's some pretty cool targets to find, such as Klefki, Sylveon, and Sinistcha, but I wasn't looking for anything specific. However, this area ended up being a nightmare to hunt in, due to a lot of Pokemon there having really difficult to tell shinies. Despite this obstacle, I still pushed forward, and after another lengthy 2-hour hunt, I found my next shiny. But, if I'm being honest, this shiny could not have showed up at a worse time. Slizcore, tell us of the olden days. On one fateful evening, I was born, and when I was born, I was an infant, and I did infant things like cry and fall over and shit myself. Yeah, I know, this is crazy, guys. It's crazy lore. And then eventually, I became an adult. There's a big section in there we're skipping over. And then when I became an adult, I learned the skill of tax evasion and money laundering. And now I have founded my own meth empire. Oh, that's a shiny Floette. Man, that is not gonna look good in the video. Oh, God. We were talking about meth, so I think we just go ahead and name this guy or girl Skylar. No. Or do we name this one Holly? Because I think that's Walter White's child. I think Holly would be better. Because like there's the memes that Holly White is gonna be like the new meth empire kingpin. After catching Holly the shiny Floette, I went to challenge the Alfornada gym, which I struggled with a little bit more than I would like to admit, earning us our 13th badge. At this point, we now only had 5 shinies left. I decided the next spot I would hunt in would be Glaciata Mountain. Hunting here was a little bit risky since I didn't have the climbing upgrade for Miraidon yet, but I'm sure that won't result in anything bad happening, right? Never have really kept up with a lot of the PAL World happenings. Not because I don't like the game. Wait, is that a shiny Sneasel I say? It is. Alright guys, we found our shiny. If I can make it up. Oh my god, I think we just failed it. It despawned.
Alright guys, we failed. We failed the shiny. Yes. Oh my Christ, I can't believe I just did that. I'm gonna cry.
And there you have it. My first ever shiny fail in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If I'm being honest, I'm surprised it took this long, but here we are. This ended up being a pretty costly mistake, as I spent nearly the next 3 hours wandering aimlessly around the mountain looking for my next shiny. But just as I was getting ready to end my stream for the day, a miracle occurred. Alright, I'm gonna go back up to the summit of the mountain, and if we don't find a shiny by then, we're gonna call it. Wait, that's a shiny! Saved by the fucking bell, bitch! Yes! Yes! Shiny Bergmite! Oh! We're free from the logo! Blocked by James! Yes! Oh my god! The Ice Chunk Goat! Tylenol? But it doesn't even look like Tylenol. Okay, fine. You know what? That's what chat wants. We're naming it Tylenol. With Tylenol, the shiny Bergmite acquired, I was able to defeat the Glaciato gym to earn our 14th badge of the run. Alright. Oh! Tylenol's evolving! Chat. Let's evolve Tylenol. Actually, do we want to evolve Tylenol? Would we rather just keep Tylenol as a Bergmite? We will evolve Tylenol. Let's go! God, that is not a good shiny. For my next badge, I wanted to defeat the final Titan so I could unlock the climbing ability for Miraidon. To avoid failing another shiny, I decided to hunt in an area that was a little bit easier to traverse, that being the forest next to Casaroya Lake. This area is probably one of my favorites in the game. It's a shame you don't have to come here for any story purposes because it's a pretty easy spot to miss. Luckily, after the last couple of hunts being pretty lengthy, I ended up finding my next shiny relatively quick. Okay, I think that's a shiny Sawsbuck. We're about to find out. Yup. Yup. Let's go with Auburn. That's what we're gonna name this guy. I think that's a solid name. Sawsbuck definitely isn't the best shiny I could have gotten, but regardless, I welcomed Auburn into the squad and was able to earn my 15th badge. With only 3 badges left now, I had to start to think a little bit more carefully about where I wanted to hunt. I still had some unfinished business with Sneasel, so I wanted to go back to Glaciata Mountain at some point. There was also North Province area too, which had a lot of interesting targets. Since Pawniard and Bisharp are pretty common spawns in North Province area too, I went there to go after my next shiny. I had planned on using a sandwich for this hunt, but I hadn't unlocked all the required ingredients for a level 2 steel encounter power sandwich, so I had to settle for a level 1 sandwich instead. Oh hey, Pomni evolved! Although I was seeing a lot of Pawniard and Bisharp, I had a feeling I would end up finding something else. And unfortunately, I ended up being correct. But I did get a good consolation prize. Slizcore isn't a real X Bro! Why would I want to be a real X user? Oh, is that a shiny Scyther? It is. Yo! Shiny Scyther! I'm gonna have to name this X now. We're gonna have to name this Scyther Grok. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let's try the Dusk Ball. We'll start with that. Okay. Bang. Cinema. Let me name it first. Alright, we got Grok. I love Grok. With Grok the shiny Scizor joining the team, I went back to beat the final gym and earn our 16th total badge. Now having access to the final ingredients for the steel level 2 sandwich, I decided to try and see if I could get a shiny poniard again. But the question was, would I be successful in finding one this time? Sorry about your cat. No, don't worry. Norris died like... God, when did he die? I think Norris died like 3 years ago at this point. I think like 2020... No, 2 years ago. He died in like October. Oh, shiny Heracross. Man. God, that was really unfortunate timing. Well.
Well, I mean, I know Heracross isn't a cat, but we were talking about my goat, Norris, so we will name Heracross after Norris.
With Norris at her side, I was able to defeat the 4th Team Starbase to earn our second to last badge of the run. After all the shinies we had found throughout our journey, we now only had one left to find. And for my final shiny, I was seeking redemption. Specifically in the form of a pink cat creature thing. Failing that shiny Sneasel in Glaciato Mountain haunted me. I was getting bullied by chat, waking up in cold sweats in the middle of the night, and going insane. In order to redeem myself, I needed to find another shiny Sneasel. By using a Dark Encounter Power level 2 sandwich, I was able to significantly increase the chances of finding Sneasel, but whether or not I would find another shiny one was completely up to chance. But luckily, that chance rewarded me with my target.
Oh, there it is. We did it, chat! Let me not fail it this time.
Yeah, that might be world record. Dude. Mackles, clearly you weren't here on the stream where I found a shiny Marini within like the first 2 minutes of the stream. I feel nothing. Okay, we will name this Kissy Missy. You know, we might as well give it a whirl, give it a check. It is marked. The snowy mark. Kissy Missy the Snow Frolicker. What a goat. After catching Kissy Missy the shiny Sneasel, I quickly went to go beat the final team Starbase to claim my 18th and final badge. Now all that was left to do was to beat the Elite Four and the champion, Gadd. But first, I had to build a team. So, I kind of want to make a balanced team for this, you know, a balanced breakfast, if you will. So, if we look at Flamigo's type, Flamigo is a fighting flying type, okay? So we're going to eliminate all the fighting and flying types real quick. So we'll just put them at the bottom. So, Shaconut, Glint, Pomni, any other ones? Heracross, or Norris. Okay. So we'll put them at the bottom for now. I do think Rotomus is a good option here. Alright, you know, because we can change its type to like a fire type, like a fire ghost, ice ghost, you know, whatever we need to have it to fit the team. Let's put Holly on the team. You know, it's a fairy type. I think this is the only fairy type we caught. Fairy's pretty good, so makes sense. Brella is the oldest member other than Nacho. True. Brella also is a water type. Water types are good. I think we will put Brella on the team. And come on, I gotta use Grok. Scizor's my favorite Pokemon. We gotta use Grok. Okay, so these are like the final picks here. This is who it's between right now. Excluding Goulius. Goulius is just there for the fans. So we got Douglas, Chain Chomp, Tylenol, LeBron's, and Kissy Missy. So, I'm gonna be real, Tylenol kinda sucks. Avalugg is just a really bad Pokemon. So I think I'd rather use Kissy Missy if we were to go with a nice type. And then we got Douglas and Chain Chomp. Douglas was our first Pokemon, but then again, Chain Chomp is like by far our most powerful Pokemon. Yeah, I hate to do this to you guys, but Douglas is not making the team. Look, I'm sorry. Run Douglas, and if it doesn't work out, switch to Chain Chomp. That's a good compromise. But then we also have to look at the third guy here, LeBron's. Oh wait, no, LeBron's is part steel type. Forgot about that. Alright, you know what? I will use Chain Chomp. Or no, Douglas. My bad. I will use Douglas. However, if we lose, Douglas is getting kicked off the team. And then we're using Chain Chomp. And Chain Chomp will probably roll through the entire league, maybe. I don't know. Sound good? Okay. With my final team decided, I did some last minute preparations and was finally ready to take on the Elite Four. What? 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 Where the f... Huh? Up first was Rika, which I was able to defeat pretty easily with the help of Thomas, Douglas, and Nacho. After that was Poppy, who somehow qualifies to be an Elite Four member. No idea how that happened. This was by far the easiest of the Elite Four since I got a few swords dances up with Grok and swept through most of her team. We then battled Larry, who I was beating pretty easily, but once I got down to his Flamigo, he started to turn the tables. Luckily, Brella the Toxapex locked in, and I was able to secure our victory. Last but not least, we had to defeat Hassel. I had some difficulty with his Haxorus, but luckily Brella and Douglas were able to come in clutch and get us the win once again. Finally, we were at the champion, Gita. Gita isn't particularly known for being a difficult to beat champion, but I did still struggle a little bit during the battle. Ultimately, with the help of the first shiny we caught, Douglas, who I almost didn't even bring to the Elite Four, we were able to land the final blow and officially complete the challenge. At least, that's what I would say if we were truly done. Initially, I only intended on beating the champion for this challenge, but I decided that I would also beat the Area Zero plotline as well. But before I could do that, I also decided to find one last shiny. Most of the Paradox Pokemon are unobtainable before you beat the Area Zero storyline. However, Iron Jugulus can be found inside the secret cave where Iron Valiant is found deeper inside Area Zero. A lot of the Pokemon that spawn in this cave are ones that I already have, such as Sneasel, Palmy, Dugtrio, and Gibble. And to make matters worse, you can't ride a Miraidon in Area Zero before you beat the story, so I had to run around on foot to get encounters. I was hoping to be done with this hunt as quickly as possible. But of course, the game had different plans.
What happens if you get a dupe? Do you have to get another? Yeah. Though that probably wouldn't happen tonight. That's if I even find a shiny tonight. Oh. Speak of the fucking devil. Hey guys, remember what I was just talking about? Remember, you guys remember what I was just talking about, chat? Dude. Oh my god. Dude. I didn't need 3.
My decision to go for another shiny Sneasel on Glaciado Mountain ended up being costly. Had I just gone for something else, this would have marked the end of the challenge. It took me another 2.5 hours of hunting, but later that night, after I had already ended stream, I found the final shiny.
Yes! There it is! The final shiny. Oh my god. We did it. I'm so tired.
With the final shiny of the run caught, there was only one more thing to do. And just like that, with a grand total of 21 shinies, we had officially beaten the challenge. Playing through Pokemon Scarlet and Violet again on the Switch 2 was definitely an interesting experience, and completing this badge quest felt like a pretty big accomplishment, even if shinies in Scarlet and Violet aren't too difficult to find. I kind of view this video as sort of a final send-off to Scarlet and Violet. Despite its many flaws, I had a blast playing it on stream with you guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the content I've made on it as well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, it would seriously mean a lot if you consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And if you really want to go above and beyond as well, you can become a channel member to help support what I do here. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.